G'day guys, welcome to Rum's Fish Room. So today, I wasn't going to film a video because I'm tired, but I've got some things I want to show you. It's some sad things and some exciting things. One very sad thing, but I want to show you because I want to raise some awareness about cichlids. In this case Madagascan cichlids, but also American cichlids, and this also relates to flowerhorns. So rather than leave you hanging, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so we'll start off with the bad news. I don't want to leave a cliffhanger. I've still got to take him out, but basically I won't show him too much. The female Pellini killed the male. I'm not surprised. Pellini are super aggressive, and unfortunately the quarantine tank didn't have enough space for them. It's not the end of the world, but I've got a big male here, so if I want to breed her, it might be a good thing, because it means I'll be mixing the bloodlines. But I kind of want to preface the fact that, like, is that the right word, preface? So like, if you buy a pair of American cichlids, flowerhorns, anything, Madagascans, taking them out of a tank and putting them in a, so like say I sold this pair here tomorrow, there's no guarantee that they will get along when you put them in the new tank. So that's kind of just what I want to say there. But to the good news, so we've got some flowerhorn wrigglers in this bucket, we've got flowerhorn eggs in this bucket, and then we've got flowerhorn wrigglers up here. So my plan is, I've got to find the flowerhorn wrigglers out of here. I'm worried that they've gone under that filter. But basically, we've got to get them wrigglers out of there and into that bucket. I'll probably do it off camera because it's going to be a tough one. Alright guys, so now that I've got all the wrigglers out of there, I am going to keep this pair like this for the minute, because I might find some wrigglers float up. And I need to do a big overhaul of this tank, so once I've got all, if I do find any free swimmers, I'll take them out. You might be wondering why I'd be bothering with one or two fry here and there. This pair only seems to have like 20 odd fertile eggs a batch, and at the moment from that pair I've literally only got this one single female growing out from that pair. I haven't had much luck with this pair, so I'm sort of taking no chances. So one of the biggest problems is, because it was on the glass, the eggs were getting covered in fungus. See all that fungus on the infertile eggs, and what happens is, because the batch is like 80% infertile, it actually destroys the fertile eggs. So this batch here, I'm going to try and keep the fertile eggs as clean as I can. This batch here, not as important to me, but that batch there, it's in methylene blue. I'll leave it in methylene blue for like 4 days. That batch there shouldn't get any any fungus on it, so should be much better. So I've just got a 4 millimeter riser, and I just suck. Oh, that's the wrong blow. As you can imagine, I can't do it at the same time as talking. So it's another one of those situations where it's not really a good time to vlog. I guess I could be like, You know, like the beat boxes. That like break down a beat at the same time as singing, except they are good at it. Me, not so much. Ah. It fell out of my mouth. Alright, I'm going to separate these and then show you my next step. Alright guys, so now there's no fungus in this bucket, so it can actually go back into here. So you see I pour that in quite violently. I've noticed with flowerhorn wrigglers, you don't have to be gentle with them, you can throw them around. They don't seem to be bothered. Put this back here, fill it up. It's actually my better water change bucket. So now I don't throw this away with the fungus in it. I'm just going to top it up with water. We might find a wriggler or two in there. We'll just have a look at it tomorrow and make a decision on whether or not to tip that out or not. But I'm going to pull water out of this tank. Oh, that girl laid more eggs on the glass. I must have interrupted them. Hopefully some of them are fertile. With the hours that I'm working in that, I saw this girl on eggs at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just have to pull them apart. Like, I couldn't risk leaving them together, because if I left them for 12, 13 hours while I was at work, there's a good chance that the female would have killed the male. So that batch of eggs there, it might not be the most fertile batch, but it's just one of those things where you got to think about the health of your adult fish, not just about making babies. So then we get this hose here, put it in this tank. Hang on. Then we get a siphon going. Like I just said before, guys, I'm not gentle with the flowerhorn wrigglers. I never have been. I've never had a drama. I've unfortunately stained this bucket blue. For some reason, the styrofoam tubs don't seem to get stained, but the buckets do. Whoa. I'm glad I've got a wet floor, guys. It's pretty good. I just poured a heap of water on the ground. The only shit thing is, it does put the humidity through the roof. I'm going to top this bucket up a bit and then pull that hose out in one swift action. We're about to soak the camera. I just had a close call yesterday with the camera, and almost a close call today, but we didn't. How cool is this tank looking, guys? I'm loving the Tanganikans. It just looks cool. I like having something different. So this here, it can just live up here. I'm not putting an air stone or anything in it. It's just, they seem to go alright. The fact that I get wrigglers surviving in the tub with the fungus kind of defeats the purpose of taking the fungus out of this, doesn't it? But I'm trying to play it safe with this batch. I did tell you guys last batch that I wanted to experiment with leaving the fungus in there and seeing how many survive with the fungus without methylene blue. But at the moment I just need to get some good batches going from these two pairs, and then when I've got an abundance and I'm happy with the fry getting around, I'll try experiment that. We've still got this batch going down here. it actually dwindled down. There's only like 30 fish in there, and it's because my brine shrimp eggs weren't hatching properly. I don't know if I've already told you about this. My brine shrimp eggs were like a year old. I've ordered some more, but in the meantime I've just been crushing up some flake for them, and the survivors seem to be surviving. But I don't know, I think maybe I lost a heap because they didn't come off brine shrimp very well, if that makes sense. Guys, this pair is about to lay. If this pair lays tonight, that means I've had 3 batches of flowerhorns in 3 days. Probably not going to happen tonight, but that would be an interesting feat. My rule to myself was to only have 2 flowerhorn breeding tanks. Any more than that is just is silly because of how many fry it would produce. But this pair, as you know, is my accident pair, and I'm gonna keep them as a pair. You know, like if your friend finds a new missus, you don't try to break them up, you let them be happy. So we're letting them be happy together. That was a bad analogy, wasn't it? But anyway, I'm gonna wrap that video up there. Please don't be sad about the Polini. We'll make it work. It was an impulse buy. I didn't need them. I didn't have the space, and maybe that's a lesson to take from it too. If you're buying new fish and you're going to put them into quarantine, make sure the quarantine tank is adequate for the size of the fish. Don't just think because it's a short-term home that you can put them in the smallest tank in the world. They're going to be territorial. I definitely made that mistake with this situation, but shit happens. We move on, and you guys know I always tell you about these sort of things. I'm not here to hide stuff from you. But anyway guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more, hit that little red button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.